Hari Om. Let's start with Sahanavatu and Guru Stotram and 3 Oms. Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhidamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the 4th chapter of Panchadasi by Vidyaranya Swami, where we have discussed in this chapter the Dvaitas, the discrimination of the duality. One is Ishvara Srushti, another is a Jiva Srushti. So Ishvara Srushti is not the problem, and the problem is only with the Jiva Srushti. So Jiva Srushti, he gave an example. Even though the Ishvara Srushti is the diamond there, but people perceive the diamond differently depending upon what their value system is. Some people like it, some people may not like it, some people udasinam, it doesn't matter to them. And same way, he gave another example that if there is a beautiful lady, people look at her differently. The husband looks at the wife, and the son looks at the mother, and so on and so forth. All the relatives, each relationship depends upon their perspective, and those are all Jiva Srushtis. And in order to recognize this problem, because it's the Jiva Srushti that causes the problem of samsara, where sukham and dukkham. Therefore, in order to do that, we have to transcend the Jiva Srushti and still see the Ishvara Srushti as it is. So, Ishvara Srushti is not a problem. And here, Vidyaranya talks about in the Jiva Srushti, there are two. Essentially, once the Ishvara Srushti is there, the mind that perceives the Ishvara Srushti through the Vritti Jnanam, that means a thought is formed and the thought is interpreted, the cognition is there, but recognition is interpreted by their vasanas, that is the likes and dislikes, and that comes from the Jiva Srushti. Because the Ishvara Srushti is just a cognitive process, but recognition reproduction process where the individual likes and dislikes are superimposed on top of the vritti that is being perceived, and therefore that's where the Jiva Srishti comes into picture. And now we are going into classification of what this Jiva Srishti itself, and in the Jiva Srishti it says there are two types of Jiva Srishti. One is Shastriyam, another is Ashastriyam. In the sloka 43 we did, it says, Jiva Dvaitam tu Shastriyam, Ashastriyam iti dvidha. There are two types. One is Shastriyam, and Shastriyam is that which is the Shastram, which is also part of the Dvaita, and also we need a teacher for that. Therefore, all this Sautavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasatavya is involved in the Dvaita only. That is required until I realize that even that is Mithya. So that has to be done. So therefore, in this Shastra, and there is another one is Ashastriyam. And this Shastriyam is required for Tattva Bodha. So Atatvasya Vibodhanat Upadiditi Shastriyam. So until I realize that the nature of the reality is absolute, and all this including Shastras and the Gurus and the Sishyas, everything else is na Guru na Sishya, and I am Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham, until that realization comes in, it has to be recognized as needed Dvaita. And that's where we are in the 43, and we did 44 sloka also. Atma Brahma Vicharakyam Shastriyam Manasam Jagatu Buddhi Tattve Tadchaheyam Iti Shastra-anusasanam. So until I realize that I am the total Atma Eva Brahman, that means until I realize that I am the Brahman, and Shastriyam Manasam, this Shastra is required. As that's what the scripture itself says. After realization, buddhi tattveja tachheyam, it is shastra. After realization, then you discard the shruti. Discard means not a negating, recognition that it is only mithya. That's how you recognize that you discard it. That's, I gave an example in earlier. The 4 miles of running is necessary to discover. 4 miles of running is not necessary. Because the guy has a necklace and couldn't find it. So he went all the way, ran to his friend, and friend showed, hey, you have it. So is that 4 miles running necessary? Because he already had all the time the necklace. But unless that 4 miles was running, he was agitated, he could not find the necklace. That he already possessor of necklace was the seeker of necklace. But yet, he needs to run that 4 miles in order to discover that 4 miles was not running necessary. So therefore, all the sadhanas are required in order to recognize that sadhana is not required. I am Nitya Mukta Swarupa. All the time, eternally, I am Brahman. But yet, I need this knowledge for me to recognize or realize that I am that so and so. So that's where we stopped here. So now, from now on, from sloka 45 and few slokas, Vidyaranya is going to give us the scriptural pramana for why I need the scriptures unto that point. Then I had to reject the scriptures also. Reject means the pravilapana. That means I had to recognize that it is also mithya. I am beyond even the scriptures and the Guru and the Sishya. But that is only Bhava Rupam, Bhava Advaitam, not Kriya Advaitam. So that has to be understood also. So now he's in the sloka 45, and we'll start. This is from the Amruta Nada Upanishad quotation. Shastranyadhitya medhavi, Shastranyadhitya medhavi, abhyasya cha punah punaha, abhyasya cha punah punaha, paramam brahma vijñāya, paramam brahma vijñāya, ulkalavatanyadhotsrujit, ulkalavatanyadhotsrujit. Together, shastranyadhitya medhavi, abhyasya cha punah punaha, paramam brahma vijñāya, ulkalavatani adasrujit. I'm splitting here. Okay, Medhavi. Medhavi is a wise person. So Shastrani the scriptures. So Aditya, having studied the scriptures, punah punah, again and again and again. So how long I had to study? Until it is crystal clear. There are no more doubts left about it. So therefore, Abhyasya, practicing means contemplating on that until it is clear. Because it is a knowledge has to be, there should not be any doubt. And until then, that has to be abhyasa. So, Paramam Brahma Vijnaya, having realized the Supreme Brahman, that I am the Supreme Brahman, not that recognizing that is Supreme Brahman, that Aham Brahmasmi has to be clearly understood. And Atha, thereafter, so Tani, that means the same scriptures, Ulkalavatu, Utstrajet. Ulkalavatu means just like a burning wood. After the cooking is over, what do you do with the burning wood? So you have to discard that. So therefore, they have done the job, but until it is done, you have to use the scriptures. But actually, I'm not sure which Upanishad, it says, the scripture will help you, protect you until you realize, now you protect the scriptures. From then on, you propagate the scriptures as a pakada that is required for other people to learn also. So here, when do I discard the scriptures? When do I recognize the scripture is also mithya? Only I am fully abiding in the knowledge. It's called jnana nishtha. Not only jnana nishtha. Until then, I have to do the nididhyasanam, where I have to contemplate that there are remnant, the ragadveshas are there, that has to be removed. So we'll go to the sloka 46. Grandhamabhyasya medhavi Grandhamabhyasya medhavi Jnana vijnana tatparaha Jnana vijnana tatparaha Palalamivadhanyarthi Chajed gandhamaseshataha together Grandhamabhyasya medhavi Jnana vijnana tatparaha Palalamivadhanyarthi Chajed grandhamaseshataha. So here another example is given. So grandham abhyasya medhavi. Medhavi is the wise person, the one who is a jnani. Grandham abhyasya. So having studied the grandham, having studied the scriptures, grandham means all the scriptures. So jnanam and vijnanam. Jnanam and vijnanam here is specified. Jnana vijnana tatparaha. So tatparaha means having attained or abiding in this both jnanam and jnanam. What is jnanam? Jnanam is intellectual understanding or a paroksha jnanam. Yes, I understand the scriptures, but still I am having a problem. That means it's only understanding, as J.K. says, the understanding is only understanding at the thought level, but I had to understand it as a fact. How do I? I had to internalize that. That becomes a vijnanam. I had to say, yes, indeed, that is true. Aham Brahmasmi is not just a statement, but it's a statement of fact, has to be recognized by constantly contemplating on that when I am transacting in the world. Because when I transact in the class, we understand it, but after the class is over, we are back to the regular routine. So in order for that, to keep that understanding in our transactions, we have to keep remembering this, I am that, and this is all mithya only. I can play the game of mithya as a game, but remember that the absolute truth is that I am even pervading this whole universe also. That has to be understood. So the scripture is helpful for that. Tatparaha. So having attained firm abidance in the scriptures, so that grandham aseshataha, completely without any vishesha means fully, exhaustively studying the scriptures. Chajit dhanyarthi palanamiva. That's like we have a rice, when we have rice, we have to discard the husk only take what we had. So taking the juice of the scriptures, that has to be assimilated. Taking the juice means it has to be assimilated. And what the scripture says, it's not something, it's about my own self. So recognition is the problem. I am recognizing only I am this, but I am pervading even this also. Tattvamasi has to be clearly understood, and then only I can discard the scriptures as though it is like a husk when we remove the rice out of it. Now he is going to quote from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Tameva dhiro vijñāya, tameva dhiro vijñāya, prajñāṃ kurvata brahmanaha, prajñāṃ kurvata brahmanaha, nānudhyāyāt bahūn shabdān, nānudhyāyāt bahūn shabdān, vāco viglapanam hitat, vāco viglapanam hitat. Together, tameva dhiro vijñāya, prajñāṃ kurvata brahmanaha, nānudhyāyāt bahūn shabdān, vāco viglapanam hitat. So dhiraha is a wise person. So brahmanaha, the one brahmana is brahmam charati, the one who is desiring to know the scriptures, that person desiring the truth. Tam, that Brahman eva vijñāya, having realized that Brahman, so prajñāṃ kurvita, that constantly reveling in that knowledge of that is, and what should he do? He says, bahūn shabdānu anudhyāyāt. Bahūn shabdān, all other, bahū means varieties and varieties of other things that we are transacting in the world, all knowledge, so-called knowledge or objective knowledge has to be kept at that level only. Means you have to reject it, means reject it at the absolute level. It's only for the transactional level we use this is different, that is different, he is different, all differences of all sajata, vijata, swagata, vedas, all differences of all kinds that we see during transactions had to be kept at that level only, because in and through these differences the substantive is, the essence is myself only. That has to be understood, and that is what is called the prajñāṃ kurvataha. That having established, hey, this is my itself, it becomes my own vibhuti. Until then we can say it's Ishvara Vibhuti, but Ishvara himself, Ishvara, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, all the divisions have dissolved. I have only Atma and Anatma Vichara, and Anatma is only Mithya. That has to be understood now. So na anudhyaya means constantly the remembering of all these other things, which is bahūn shabdān. So that means varieties of shabdas, means the words stand for knowledge, and knowledge stand for all the transaction knowledge, because he is different, she is different, all those differences are based on the attribute of knowledge, and that bahūn shabdān. So vāco viglapanam, he indeed tat Vachaha viglapanam, that has to be rejected. Essentially, it's a wasteful of energy also. You play the game as required. It becomes Atmarati and Atma Krida. When you are all by yourself in the meditation, you are reveling in that. But when you are transacting in the world, it becomes Atma Krida. So that is only, so viglapanam. So this is essentially, it's a wasteful of energy unless you are going into the field. But as long as you are living in this world, the BMI is there due to prarabdha, BMI which is generated because of the prarabdha, you have to transact. Body has to be taken care, and the body is limited, and it requires certain requirements in terms of shelter, food and all that. It has to be taken care. And the body is maintained. Who is that? Aham Brahmasmi is understood. So who is that? The Brahman itself is using the body. Therefore, we call him Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara. But that Brahman is maintained, not only prarabdha karma, but other people also need a teacher who is realized master, because he is a Brahmavit, he is already knower, and tad vijnanartam sa gurum eva abhigacche samitpani sotriyam brahmanishtam. He is sotriya and brahmanishta, and therefore is a ready-made for the Lord to use as for the teaching itself. So that's what the scripture. So here he is giving a quotation from the Upanishad, is the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Is after studying it, it can be rejected as mithya only. Then he is going to quote from the Mundaka and Kathopanishad in the Sloka 48. Essentially, Vidyaranya is trying to say, this is not my statement, this is coming from the scriptural as a pramana. Tame vaikam bijanidha, tame vaikam bijanidha, hyanya vacho vimunchatha, Yanya vacho vimunchatha, yachedva manasi prajna, yachedvan manasi prajna, yachedvang manasi prajna, yachedvang manasi prajna, ityada srutaya sputha, ityadya srutaya sputha. Together, tame vaikam bijanidha, Yanya vacho vimunchatha, yachedvang manasi prajna, ityadya srutaya sputha. So, tam ekam eva vijanitha. So, one, tam ekam. Ekam is that which is ekameva advitiyam, that which is without it, that is Brahman, that is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. Sab tat evam, having ekam vijanita. So, having one realized that Lord, or that the absolute truth, Brahman, he anya vachaha, indeed other words, other knowledge is vimunchata, one should reject. So this is essentially that anyo vacho vimunchata is coming from the Mundakopanishad quotation. So that part is essentially taking a segment of that to emphasize that it is from the Mundakopanishad. So that he indeed, anya vachaha means all other, anya vacha means all other words. Other words means other than this related to the highest reality. All other is useless. So don't unnecessarily go and sit in front of TV and watch TV. All are once I realize the absolute nature of it, this is all meaningless. So whatever time you have, contemplate, use that for a contemplation on the reality itself. That is what the purpose of life itself. That is the fulfillment of the life itself. So the Anyavacha includes all unnecessarily things. Obligatory things you have to do it. That is obligation, Acharya Runa and Pitruna, all those runas are there, that has to be done. But other than that, don't unnecessarily get involved into the transactional world. That's essentially what here the scriptural means is. So vimunchata, it has to be rejected. So prajna, vang manasi yachit ityadya srutaya. So this prajna, the wise, vak and manasi, vak has to be surrendered to the manas. Vak means speech in manasi, into the mind, vak into the mind, and mind into the Brahman. So that means manasa, vacha, everything is to be other than Brahman. Whatever you do, whatever you talk, whatever is only nothing but Brahman comes out. But other people will stop inviting you for parties because this guy only talks about this, any topic, it goes to that only. That's why people stopped inviting us for parties because they get bored with this. Any topic it is ultimately goes to that. Anyway, that's essentially what the scriptural is telling you, because don't unnecessarily waste your time in other avocations. Once you know this is the highest reality and this is the source of happiness also, because the Brahman means limitless, and limitless is Ananda Swarupam, Anantameva Anandaha. Ichadyaha Srutaya Sputaha. Like this, there are several statements, Ma, iti Adi means etc., etc. Here he gave samples of so many Upanishad. In this, both Kathopanishad is also taking Yached Vang Manasi Prajna is from the Kathopanishad, and Anyo Vacha Vimunchata is from the Mundakopanishad. So, Idi Srutayaha Sputa. So, that's how the scripture has clearly stated that even this Shastriya Advaitam has to be rejected once it has been used properly. Means once it is understood. So rejection is not dismissing, rejection is not throwing the books outside. Rejection is internally understanding that you are beyond even the Shastras also. Shastras also comes under Dvaita only. So it has to be used at that level only. So here we are talking about in the Jiva Dvaita, he said there are two Dvaitas. One is Shastriya Dvaita and Ashastriya Dvaita. Now he discussed about Shastriya Dvaita, that involves the scriptures and the teachers and all that required for sadhana, including Ishvara and Karma Yoga, all that is required until I realize myself what it is. Now he is going to talk about Ashastriyam. In that he is going to classify Ashastriyam is of two types. One is Tivram and another is Mandam. So Tivram is due to the Ragadveshas, and Mandam is Manorajyam. He calls the Manorajyam is wavering mind. So this is what he is going to discuss from now on. Ashastriyam api dvaitam Ashastriyam api dvaitam Tivram mandamati dvidha Tivram mandamati dvidha Kamakrodadhikam Tivram Kamakrodadhikam Tivram Manorajyam tatetaram Manorajyam tatetaram. Together. Ashastriyam api dvaitam Tivram mandamati dvidha Kamakrodadhikam Tivram Manorajyam tatetaram. So Ashastriyam, that which is not Shastriyam, that which is essentially not belonging to Shastra. Shastra tells you about what is Dharma and all those things. But here we discuss Shastriyam is scriptures, and because we are talking about Jnana Yoga, scriptures and the required, the teaching, because you cannot directly study. So you have to go to a teacher and study the scriptures. So tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. So Krishna also says you have to approach a teacher for the study of the scriptures. So ashastriyam api dvaitam. Even this ashastriyam also there in this dvaita, there are two. One is Tivram and Mandamati Dvida. There are two. One is Tivram, Tivra Shastriyam, and Mandam. Mandam is a little bit mild. And Kama Krodadikam Tivram. Kama Kroda Adi, etc. Kama Kroda Moha Lova, Manamatsariyas, all the six enemies, what we call, or blockings. So they are Tivram. They are very, very strong and prevent one, because the mind is not available for contemplation or for even to study. So when I have Kama, Krodha, Moha, these are all interrelated. So from Kama, you get Krodha. If Kama is not satisfied, one gets angry and so on. So these are called Tivram. These are same as Ragadveshas, and scripture also call it Malam. Malam and Manorajyam Tadha itaram. So Manorajyam is mind running in different directions. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadi balavadranam. It's because mind is very chalam. So it keeps running all over. So what should I do? You have to bring it. Yato nischarati manas chanchalam astiram. Whenever you found that, you have to bring it back to that. So mind has a tendency to run where it has attachments, because of milder attachments here. When you have a stronger, you can't even sit in the class. He will be restless. So for him, a different procedure is required. For him, he has to do the Karma Yoga first, where the mind is first under control. The Raga Dveshas have to be neutralized before he comes into this one. So here Vidyaranya is not going to tell us about how to control, but he is going to discuss about the Kama Krodha and the Manda also, the aspects that are really obstructing and we call Ashastriyam. So Kama Krodha Adhikam, so the desire, anger, etc. Tivram is of the intense type. Tada Manorajyam, and habitual mental running away from different places is projection, Itaram. These are the two. And thus we have two types of the Ashastriya Dvaita. So he is now going to discuss about these two. Now we are on verse 50. Ubhayam tattva bodhat prak, Ubhayam tattva bodhak prak, Nivaryam bodha siddhaye, Nivaryam bodha siddhaye, Shamah samahi tattvancha, Shamah samahi tattvancha, Sadhaneshu srutim yataha, Sadhaneshu srutim yataha. Together. Ubhayam tattva bodhat prak, Nivaryam bodha siddhaye, Shamah samahi tattvancha, Sadhaneshu srutim yataha. So Ubhayam is these two that we have discussed before, Ashastriya, which is Tivram and Mandam. So Ubhayam, both kinds of duality. Tattva bodhak prag, even before you enter into this Tattva bodha of the study of scriptures, you should have control completely. Otherwise you won't be able to listen to the scriptures also. So there should be control of this Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha. These things have to be controlled even before you enter it. Called Chitta Suddhi is required for this. And Nivaryam bodha siddhaye. So this has to be, Nivaryam means has to be discarded for gaining this knowledge. So do I have it or do I not have it? If you can sit here comfortably for 1 hour to listen to the scriptures, at least you have enough Shraddha in that. Otherwise you won't have the Shraddha. You will be restless, and if you have a rajasic mind, you can't even sit there for that long even to listen. So the fact that now you have to work on the manorajyam, that is essentially one. But as long as if the mind is running away even when sitting in the class, that means the mind has to be controlled, and only way to control that is by the Karma Yoga becomes the most efficient way of, that means performing action which is not self-centered, or Ishvara Arpita Buddhi has to be there in every action. So that's how the Raga, Krodha and the Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsyaryas are all controlled in that. He's going to tell about that also. Shamah samahi tattvam cha sadhaneshu shruti yataha. So yataha, because shamaha means shama, dama, uparati, all those are the fourfold qualifications that are required. So it's essentially controlling the mind. Shama is controlling the mind so that mind doesn't run away. Dama is controlling physically, you not go into the environments that are going to be disturbing to you. So all that is required as a part of the preparation of the mind. So samahitam, samadhi means single pointedness of the mind. When I am sitting here, my mind should not be. Most of us, we are educated, we have that developed, but that samadhanam is in particular fields. But now we have to convert that into this. Once we realize that importance, obviously the mind will start getting into it. So that is samahitatvam. But those who cannot have concentrate on it, only because the mind is running to some other things where it has attachments. It won't run to someplace else, it runs only where it has attachments. So you have to get detached. How do you get detached? By attaching to something higher. So by prayers, upasana is the means for putting the mind so that it doesn't get distracted by other things that are there. So samahitatvancha sadhaneshu shrutim yataha. So this sadhaneshu, by means of sadhana, that means by disciplining the mind, this is essentially has to be taken care. This is essentially what Shruti also yataha has discussed also. So discussed in the Shankara Bhashya, it says Atato Brahma Jignasa. He gives you what is that thereafter gaining all the fourfold qualifications, that is essentially that the Vairagya and Mutshutvam and all that is required, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti and so on, that after gaining that, then Brahma Jignasa, inquire into Brahman. Essentially now, because we all enter into not having complete Chitta Suddhi, even though if I have complete Chitta Suddhi, Shravanam itself is sufficient. So by listening to the scriptures, you realize, like Nachiketa, because he had all of them. But if we don't have it, but we are gaining the knowledge, at the same time the knowledge is not assimilated. It has become not internalized. For that we have to go nididhyasanam. That's what scripture itself advises. Bodha, the 51 sloka. Where are we now? Oh. Bodhad urdhvam cha tadhyeyam, bodhad urdhvam cha tadhyeyam, jivan mukti prasiddhaye, jivan mukti prasiddhaye, kamadi klesha bandhena, kamadi klesha bandhena, yuktasya nahi muktata, yuktasya nahi muktata. Together, bodhad urdhvam cha tadhyeyam, jivan mukti prasiddhaye, kamadi klesha bandhena, yuktasya nahi muktata. So, bodhad, urdhvam is, so before, after the self-knowledge, bodhad urdhvam, jivan mukti prasiddhaye. This is called the famous jivan mukti. It's well known that after the realization, he is called jivan mukti. He is liberated while living in this BMI. While BM is still continuing, he is called muktaha. That means he is essentially liberated while living still. Kama adi klesha bandhena yuktasya nahi muktata. So kama adi klesha bandhena, because of the bondage of kama adi, kama, krodha, moha, lobha, or the matsaryas, and those are obstacles that are essentially, and if one has that, it cannot be yuktasya, that who has association with all these kama, krodha, moha, lobha, all the five, because they are obstacles for my realization, because the mind is not available for the knowledge. Mind is required to know that I am not the mind. So mind is an essential manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. So mind is required even for realization also. What do I realize? That I am not the mind, I am not the body, I am not the intellect. So to say that I am not the mind, I need a mind. Right? So that is essentially very subtle things, because the mind has to recognize that very consciousness because of which it is enlivened is because of that consciousness, all pervading consciousness. That is, that the Chidabhasa has to recognize that I am the total consciousness that is getting reflected in the mind also. So that yuktasya nahi muktata. If I have still hankering with those, so what's wrong with having this kama, krodha, lobha? I can understand all this, I cannot realize. He's going to ask that question also. But you cannot have that. For Jivan Mukti, for one who is liberated completely, you cannot have something else. So, Ananyas Chintayantoma Yojana Paryupasate. No other thought other than me. You should have. So, no other thought other than Brahman when I am even transacting in the world also. That should be the knowledge. That's called Jivan Mukti. One who has liberated while living itself. So, therefore, you cannot have this kama, krodha and all that. At the same time, you cannot have at the same time I want to learn scriptures and all that. That is not, because you need a single point, because it's a very subtle, where the two things are together all the time. Ego involves, I am plus this. Both are involved, and I had to use a viveka only. That's what this whole viveka, the five chapters of the all involved Viveka, where I had to use it, intellectual discrimination to separate this, what is I am and what is this, in this mixture all the time. Same way, the world is mixture. This is there, at the same time Ishvara as the supporting, or the Adhishthanam as the supporting, as the very existence for it. And I had to use, looking at this and looking at the object and say it's not an object, it is Brahman only. Okay, looking at the pot, it's only clay. While using the pot, pot is still being used, and pot is still called, we call it a pot, but let's still say it's not a pot, it is only clay only. Same way, he is different, and different. All difference at the transaction level, we can still continue at that level. We don't have confusion anymore. Your bank account is your bank account, and my bank account is my bank account. No confusion yet. all are nothing but the game. That's why it's called a play. It becomes Leela Vibhuti, provided we understand it. Otherwise, we think it's real and suffer the consequence of the reality we give it to the polarity. And that's the problem. And that's essentially the scriptural declaration that you have to give up, and you have to give up all that. Now a question is raised now. This is called the Purva Pakshi, or one of the questions is, I understand the scriptures, but what is the problem if I keep little bit of this? So what he says, this is a sloka, 52. Jivan muktiriyam mabhud, jivan muktiriyam mabhud, janma bhave tvaham kruti, janma bhave tvaham kruti, tarhi janma pite stvaiva, api janma piste stvaiva, swargamatrat kruti bhavan, swargamatrat kruti bhavan. Together, jivan muktiriyam abhud, janma bhave tvaham kruti, janma bhave tvaham kruti, tarhi janma pite stvaiva, swargamatrat kruti bhavan. So the first two lines is about the objection. It says, as long as I don't have rebirth, I have realized, I understood. I've been coming to these lectures for a long time. I understood that I am Brahman. That means I have the knowledge, jnanam is there. So I heard that once you have gained the knowledge, then I will not have any more punarjanma. There is videha mukti. Once I leave this body, I will be free. No more birth at all. So then why should I strive for Jivan Mukti? I've understood. But this little bit in this life, what's wrong with it? Having some fun. So the fellow is asking, so he still wants to enjoy. Now what does it imply? That means he wants still happiness from local things, right? If I say there is happiness from local, that means I have not understood the happiness is coming from me only. That means understanding is not clear, number one. So understanding has to be clear, that it says the happiness is called I am the Brahman. I am the Brahman means I am limitless entity. Limitless entity is Ananda Swarupam itself. Therefore the source of happiness is coming from me only. So what is there outside? There is nothing really. So, but therefore he is asking what's wrong with, at least I don't care for Jivan Mukti, but I have understood, I have been attending these classes all regularly, and therefore I understood what it is. So I will not, I don't know where he got this news that he will not have Videha Mukti, but he will have, anyway I will realize, but this small life I can enjoy. What's wrong with it? Having a little bit anger, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, macharya. So if you say though, if that is the first one, in case if you have that kind of idea, so Vidyaranya says tarhi. So the janmapitestveva swargamatrat kruti bhavam. So why don't you look for more longer happiness? You are looking only for this life and life. Look for you here. This only life is very short. So if you go to Swarga and all that, you enjoy a lot more there. So why don't you strive for those things at least? Because you are having a value for this. If you have a value for this, then you can get better value by cashing, accumulating more merits and go to Swargas and, like even in the Kathopanishad, it says, I was not like you. Yamadharma tells when I was not like you. You are to Nachiketa. I went to 3 years, I didn't ask for moksha, I asked for bigger position, and now I am posted as Yamadharma post, and that's for a long time. He is enjoying. But he must have realized that because he taught, so Nachiketas. So obviously after he realized, but he glorifies the student Nachiketas. So I did not have this much of discrimination when I was looking for it. And that's why he praises the student so much. But here, say, why don't you go Swarga Matrat Kruti Bhavan? Hey, why don't you go for Swargas and all that and do all those things and you will get better happiness? Why do you want if you want? If you have Videha Mukti, there won't be any Deham. Videha Mukti means once you discard the body, there won't be any Deham. That means you can't enjoy anymore. For enjoyment, you need the body. Okay, that's what is the body meant for. So if you want to enjoy Kama and all that, then there are better places to enjoy than this. You remember in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says there is a hierarchy of Ananda. It says this fellow is 100 times Ananda and other fellow is 100 times like that. There's each level is, the Devas, Gandharvas and all the way. Each one is 100 times more Ananda, so you can go and get it and happiness. Even those things were offered to Nachiketa. So he says, no, I don't care for that. They're all temporary. That's what it is. That's what he's going to answer also here. Because Shine Punye Martyu Lokam Vishanti. After the Punyam is over, account is over, your credit card is over, it's no more valid, you are pushed. You don't want to go, but therefore you are pushed out of that place. Then you don't have the... Okay. We'll do one more. Chayati Saya Doshena Swargo Heyo Yatha Tada Swargo Heyo Yatha Tada Swayam Doshatamaatmayam Swayam Doshatamaatmayam Kamadih Kim na heyate Kamadih kim na heyate. Together. Chayati saya doshena Swargo heyo yada tada Swayam doshatamaatmayam Kamadih kim na heyate. Yada Shaya atisaya doshena. So Chayam is that which is perishable. And Atisayam is that which has limitations in terms of this. So there are three types of defects in all these pleasures. One is Dukkha Mishritatvam and Asantruptikaram and Bandhakatvam. Dukkha means in every gain there is a loss. So I was a bachelor and I thought I'm going to be happy and I got married. But in the process, I lost my bachelor freedom. Right? So in every gain, there is a loss. So in all these things that is in this work, you are working for happiness, that means you will give up something in order to work for it. So in all these, essentially there is always some. And when you get it, there is always dukkham because now you are worried. If now I didn't have any money, now I have millions of dollars I wanted, I got it. Now what is the problem? Now I see everybody is a millionaire, I want now billionaire. And also I'm worried about who is going to steal my property. So having this I wanted money for security, now I'm worried about the security of the money. So it is, this problem is there. So it is asantrupti. In every gain, there is a lot more things that need to be. I am never satisfied, I am never fulfilled, and therefore there is always longing mind, a wanting mind or the desiring mind to be more and more and more, and that is asantruptikaram. And bandhakatvam means it binds you because I have it, I am happy. If I don't have it, I am not. Therefore, I am keeping longing for it. Binds me more and more. So any desire that I fulfill, I am not only temporarily happy, but it binds me that I want to repeat that experience again and again. And next time I may not be able to, then I get krodha and so on. So whenever kama is satisfied, there is a lobha. Lobha means the greediness, want more. So when I have kama for 1 million, I become lobhi means I want billion now. So that lobha is going on. So if it's satisfied, it becomes a lobha. If it's unsatisfied, it becomes a anger. So there is always a problem in this. So that's called the bandhakatvam. Therefore, dukkha misritatvam, asantruptikaram and bandhakatvam. These are essentially the atisaya doshena. These are the limitations of all these things. Yadachayam, they are perishable. And Swarga, even the heavenly pleasures also, heyaha is worthy of discarding. So no, I don't care for the So he is ready to give up the whole thing, but not local ones. So that is what the problem. Tada then, swayam doshada matrena, ayam kamadi, kimna heyate. So Vidyaranya says, if that is the case, why don't you give up the small little things? You are giving up ready to bigger things, and you are not holding. Remember, there's one story, one Pagadi, one person he saw, suddenly he saw Swamiji. So Swamiji said, oh my God, this is Swami Maharaj, they call it all Maharaj. So he ran to Swami and put namaskar. And he was trying to go, but Swami realized that he is coming. So Swami ran towards him and he put namaskaram to the beforehand. He says, Swami, my God, apachara, you shouldn't be doing. No. You say, you are a Swami and I am a Grahastha. And say, no, you are a belated Swami. So why? Because I left small things to go after. That's not a big deal. But you left big thing and going after small things. You are real sannyasi. So why don't you give up all this? Kamadi kimna hiyate? It's essentially a rhetorical question is asking. It says these small things that you're going after. So what implication is, after gaining, I had to work for jnana nishtha. Abiding in that knowledge is important as the essential purpose of life itself. And that person is glorified. Kulam pavitram janani krutartha vishwambara punyavati chatena. So the whole life itself, the kulam itself is glorified, and the mother itself is glorified to have a son like that. And that is Vishwambara punyavati. Whole world itself is satisfied to have a person of that caliber. So with that, is trying to look at in terms of the Tejna and also the strong desires. He has to do karma yoga. For other one, you can really, with the Stravana Manana, you can overcome all those. Nididhyasana. So from, we'll do one more sloka, 54, and then stop there. Tattvam buddhvapi kamadin, tattvam buddhvapi kamadin, nissesham na jahasi chet, nissesham na jahasi chet, yadhishta charanam te syad, yadhishta charanam te syad, karma shastrati langhinaha, sorry, karma shastrati langhinaha, together, tattvam buddhvapi kamadin, yadhishta charanam te syad, karma shastrati langhin. Did I miss something? Tattvam buddhvapi kamadin nissesham na jahasi chet yadhishta charanam te syat karma shastrati langinaha. So tattvam, you say here, if there is a misbehavior after gaining the knowledge, because kama krodha, if I don't leave it completely and realize the truth, and if you get involved in the activities of that, then it becomes a real problem also. This guy, Ajnani does it, that's a different thing. But Jnani doing these things becomes a lot more problem, and that's what it is, ashastriyam. It is essentially you are violating the Shastra if you go adharmic way of fulfilling the desires after gaining Jnana. So it is like a Churasya Dhara. It's like a razor-red path you have to follow, because you other people will look at you and say, hey, look at this. He went to all the Vedanta and all that, and then he's misbehaving like this. Okay, we have a lot of Swamis and all this, people who glorify those Swamis. That becomes, then they say, what is use of studying all the scriptures? Scriptures are useless because these people are misbehaving like this. So having this, now you have double responsibility to live the values, and therefore, yajadatar is shreshtaha tattva deva itar janaha. So one has to be careful of your. So Acharya becomes a very difficult. Achinoti shastrani acharyan stapayityapi swayam acharati. The one who has to follow himself that, because other people are ready to follow wrong things immediately. Krishna married 16,000. Why don't I marry? He must be really God to have marriage 16,000 people. But can he do whatever he did? So that's what is the problem. It says this one has to be very clear. Here, Tattvam, Buddhapi, having realized this Tattvam is having the truth, understanding the truth, having realized it, even though one has realized it. So, Nisseshada, totally, not Jihasi, if this is not given completely up, all the Kama Krodhas are not given up totally, then it is problem itself, because then if you transact with that kind of attitude, it is not really, because karma shastra adilanghanam, you will be disobeying the shastras. Shastra itself will tell you what should be the code of conduct of a jnani. Krishna himself says whatever he has to do is for the loka kalyanam only. So that has to be understood. So te aseshta acharana, in case if you aseshtam acharana, if you aseshtam acharana means if your behavior is not appropriate, if your behavior is not uncontrolled, because you have to, the control should be there. If a jnani misbehaves in an uncontrollable manner, and there is a problem also. It's in fact a major problem. That's why Krishna himself says, to whom this should be taught. Also has to be specified, one who has a faith in me, only you have to teach this, not to everybody. Because at that time, in those days, they used to go to Gurukula and serve the teacher only after observing the student for almost a year or two. Then only they used to teach, because they should know what is the mentality of the student before they teaching it. Nowadays we have online, everybody now going on online also, but one has to apply it properly. One has to say, I am following this and so on and so forth. So with this we'll stop here, and then we'll resume after 10:45 the next class. So let me do Purnamada Purnavidam, and then Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Let me stop this before we have discussions. Okay, Amma, you can feel. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. we have actually break. We'll stop here and then.